From my archive, I observe the birth and fading of countless worlds, each a unique chronicle. Today, we open tome number 734, which its inhabitants call Earth, a curious specimen. Its uniqueness lies in the fact that its entire civilization, its entire turbulent brief history, takes place exclusively upon the dust jacket. They live on a thin layer of paper and ink, furiously studying the patterns on the cover, and are sincerely convinced that this constitutes the entire book. They do not suspect that the true text, profound and ancient, lies within. But sometimes, through the cardboard of the binding, echoes reach them, the whisper of the pages, and then their boldest minds begin to guess that their world is more complex than they have been told. Your scientists are inquisitive creatures. They have learned to listen to the pulse of their planet and have discovered, with some surprise, that its structure is not uniform. They have recorded subterranean earthquakes that have no effect on the surface. On their scanners, they have seen giant mountain ranges and oceans hidden within the mantle. They even hypothesize that the core may be an analog of a small star. They speak of cavities where the oxygen is 10 times more abundant than in their own atmosphere. For them, these are revolutionary hypotheses, subjects for debate and future research. For me, they are self-evident. They are simply describing the warmth emanating from the pages of the book they hold in their hands. They feel the vibration of the text and are attempting to guess its contents by the temperature of the cover. Their conclusions are correct, but naive. They think that one day they will invent technology to penetrate the interior. They do not understand that to do so, one does not need to drill. One needs to learn how to read.
From time to time, while scrabbling across their thin reality, the inhabitants of the dust jacket stumble upon strange artifacts. Perfectly smooth, vitrified tunnels that descend into impenetrable darkness. They find them all over their world, in Ecuador, in Australia, in mountains and under the sea. Their miners sometimes accidentally break through into them, hear the sounds of operating machinery, see staircases leading to nowhere, and then, upon returning, find only a solid wall of rock. They propose theories of ancient civilizations or extraterrestrials. They do not understand that what they have found is not an alien base. They have found a service corridor, a passage between the chapters of the book. The walls of these tunnels are not mere rock. They are stabilized, vitrified matter, capable of withstanding the pressure of the entire volume. This is the transport system for those who have the right to move through the content and not just across the cover. For the true inhabitants, for the people of the deep. And those objects you call flying saucers, they are not ships from a distant cosmos. They are merely bookmarks. Rapid transport capsules moving through these corridors from one part of the book to another. Your most daring informants, such as the one you call Snowden, have tried to tell you the truth. They spoke of another, more advanced species of humanoid living inside the planet. They named them extremophiles because they were detected near hydrothermal vents, another naive attempt to explain the superior by the terms of the inferior. They are not extremophiles. They are the firstborn, the civilization that was written onto the first pages of this book. They do not live in extreme conditions. They live in their natural, true environment. It is you, the inhabitants of the dust jacket, who exist in the extreme conditions of cold, radiation, and vacuum. They know everything about you. Your governments have treaties with them, agreements of non-interference. not because they are equal partners, but because the estate manager does not wage war with the owner of the castle. He simply carries out his instructions. All of your so-called world leaders are merely managers, permitted to make noise in the front yard, while the masters of the house are busy with their affairs inside. Their technology is not centuries ahead of yours, it is eons ahead. They perceive time and space differently. They observe your civilization as you might observe an ant colony on the binding of a book, with mild curiosity and without the slightest interference, for now.
But even the thickest cover cannot completely silence the vibration of the text, and sometimes these surface dwellers hear the echo. They cannot comprehend it, but it seeps into their collective unconscious, into their dreams, and solidifies into what you call myths. Your legends of Hades, of an underworld, of Agartha, your Tibetan tales of tunnels leading to Shambhala, your Ural folklore of the Divya people, beautiful and small, whose voices are heard only by the chosen. These are not fictions. They are the distorted, refracted echoes of the true world, perceived through the prism of a primitive consciousness. The Chad beneath the earth, mining for ore, the gnomes forging treasures. This is merely your mind's attempt to explain the sounds of technologies it cannot possibly grasp. You hear the hum of their energy installations and call it the striking of hammers. You see the light of their cities shining through fissures in the crust and call it the gleam of treasure. All your myths of an underworld are the dreams the dust jacket has about the book it covers. It is a longing for the content, a subconscious understanding that the most important part is hidden from view. And so, your entire history, all your wars, all your frantic activity, it is merely the rustling of a dust jacket in the winds of time. You fight over the continents printed upon it, not knowing that the real worlds are within. But now, the book is nearing the end of a chapter. The turning of a page is imminent, and the noise on the cover is becoming too loud. Your civilization has entered a phase of self-destruction. This is not by chance. It is the vibration from the shifting content within, which is causing the old cover to tremble and tear. And now, the inhabitants of the surface have a choice: to continue to believe they are the entire book until they are swept away with the rest of the dust when the next volume is opened, or finally to be silent, to stop the noise, and to try and hear the quiet, ancient whisper of the pages beneath their feet, to try and learn how to read. I will make a note in the catalogue. Exhibit 734. The dust jacket has for the first time become aware that it is not the entire book. This will be an interesting observation. End of line.